Hello, Magic players. Welcome you to episode number 50 of the Brewers Tavern. Today we have something super special for you. Charles had the amazing idea to rebuild decks from the World Championship 1994 and play some rounds of Old School Magic with it. Charles?
Welcome, Misha. This is we want to do something special for episode 50. Maybe instead of calling you Mitja, I should be calling you Bertrand for the day, because we are going to be redoing the two finalists, which was Zach Dolan and
Bertrand
Lestrée.
I hope I pronounced that right.
It's a historical match. We're super excited to show it. We'll say that the two decks just happen to be Swedish legal, other than one of the decks has two strip mines. So we spoke about, should we replace it with a City of Brass? Should we not? And on balance, we thought, although we're trying to do a Swedish series, it's best not to touch these decks at all. Yeah. They're historical if we're going to redo the match. So you will see one of the decks in the deck tech have two strip mines, but it's part of the fun of redoing the match.
And if you want to play those decks in Swedish, you can just easily replace it. For example, my deck, I will play RG Aggro. If you want to play that deck that is fully Swedish legal, Charles' deck has the two strip mines. It is what is it called? Blue, white, green control, I guess.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
You can easily replace the one strip mine with a City of Brass, and then you have a full Swedish deck, so that shouldn't be a problem at all.
So we'll definitely get into the deck text, because they look very, very different, and that's part of the fun, is just seeing what's in there, what's not in there, and what they're trying to do. I think we can tell you that in the match, Zach Dolan did win. I think objectively he has the far weaker deck. But he somehow won best 3 out of 5, so good for him. Just a couple things about the championship, which is interesting. It was played August 19th to the 21st in Milwaukee in the United States in 1994. So already that Fallen Empires came out in December of 94. That's not in there. The Dark was released August 8th, 1994, so 11 days earlier. So if it were on the shelves on its release date, players didn't have much time to buy packs, to see what the set is. So the card that I'm really thinking about is Blood Moon. So I don't know if the players knew about it, were worried about it. It seemed that it might not have, as well as the interesting thing about a championship like this is a lot of players, there was no eBay. It was really hard to source cards. I would be sure that not every player in the tournament was able to get 40 dual lands. It might have been very hard to get cards that you needed. The game was, only less than a year old at this point.
The times were so different. I mean, today you can just go to TCG Player, Magic Card Market, call it whatsoever, call a vendor and order the cards, and you have it, let's say, a week later. No problem at all.
Yeah.
But
that's different. And also, today, if we were playing Swedish, we know what's in the dark. We think about Blood Moon. We plan for it. If somebody actually had time to know what that card was and build around, they might have really caught a lot of opponents off guard. I'm not sure if anybody did. But we're trying to get you back in that time frame. It's super interesting. I think we should go to the deck tech. We'll do as much justice as we can to these two decks. They're very different. We're super excited to play it. Episode 50, we think this is really special. I think that Misha has the advantage. I think I really almost need Library to win. It's really, I think, a big disadvantage, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, let's move on to the deck tech, but I think you have the advantage because my deck is running. I will tell you that in the deck tech, because it's super weird and not a lot of, the deck choices are, compared to what we play today, really, really, let's call it special.
Well, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your deck, Mitja.
Yes, let's move on to my deck picture, and then we check out yours. And here we are. This is the list. To be honest, I think the list is built pretty well, but there are missing two components which I really think he should play. First one, the fact that he's not running a single artifact removal. I mean, Chaos Orb does not really count. He's running only one artifact removal. It is really not that good. Then the fact that he has no draw 7s in the deck while he's playing all the bolts and chain lightnings and fireballs makes me also it looks strange compared to newer days, but the rest of the deck feels pretty solid. He's super aggressive. The choice of playing Whirling Dervish over Serendip Ifrit is kind of strange for us today, because the fact that Whirling Dervish is in the main board probably shows how afraid people were of Juzam back in the days and the mono blacklists. If I'm wrong, please let me know, Charles. I just don't know it better. But this is kind of weird, or feeling weird for me. Also, he plays 7 X burn spells. 7, like 4 fireball and 3 disintegrate is also a lot. So he really wants to go on that burn train. But the rest of the deck with Demonic, Mind Twist, Icy Manipulator, these are all super good cards. It's super aggressive. It would suit the deck a little bit better if he plays the draw 7s. I don't know, Charles, do you know why he's not running them? By any chance?
I don't know. I mean, you would think that he should. Maybe he just didn't have the cards. That might be a card availability issue. I mean, I will say one thing. Curdy, I know I mentioned one previous episode. It was a much better card because tap blockers at the time did not deal damage. An opposing Mishra's Factory could either be a 2/2 creature or a 0/3 tapped blocker. Yeah. So it could block, but not block and kill a Curdy. So Curdy was a better card.
Yeah.
You want to tell everyone what Life Force does in the sideboard? That's definitely a new card that hasn't appeared.
Oh, yeah, right. Life Force is basically a green card. I'm sorry. And Force... Did we play Force Field yet? I think in one episode. But I will tell... I will tell a little bit more about the new cards. The Life Force is basically a green card for 2 green mana, 2 green to activate, destroy a black spell as it is being cast. This may be played as an interrupt and does not affect black cards already in play. So basically the card says you can counter black spells for double green. And then we have 2 land destruction spells, which we didn't have yet on the Brewers Tavern. First one is Flash Fires. It destroys all planes in play, which I will for sure board in against you, Charles. And also the Tsunami, 4 mana, all islands in play are destroyed, will also come into play against you. Just to clear that out.
That's pretty good. I actually didn't look in advance of what I would sideboard because I wanted to feel, even though these 2 decks I'd seen before, I wanted to feel like I was in the match and I would see what happened in the games. Super interesting to see Serendip Ifrit in the sideboard. Super interesting not to see the draw 7s. But it's nice to see what's in there. Mind Twist and Tutor are still in there, right? Ancestral Time Walker is still in there. We still have Regrow. Sullivan Library was really good now, was really good then. So super interesting to see this. And of course you do have Channel Fireball if somehow you can pull that off.
That would be a great kill. I would love to Channel Fireball you at least once. But I'm also missing a normal library, a Library of Alexandria. He's not running one. But it is probably...
Cancer in the main, though, so that's a good start.
That one was also better back then, right?
Yeah, that was better, but that was kind of unplayable. It was just too much to be able to kill anything that it touches. People would, then when you had to play, you had to have a big table and spread everything out really far, so it just kind of was a mess. All right, I think we go to my deck photo and see what that is.
So let's tell us a little bit about the list you're playing today.
Okay, Zach Zolan's winning list, and this is what won the '94 World Championship, believe it or not. it looks less like a typical Swedish deck than the deck Mitja just showed you. It's definitely has some odd card choices. It's a control list. I mean, we see a lot of control cards. You have Sarah with which is with Stasis, which is really good. Old Man to Steal Creatures. There's so many cards here that are interesting and different. I mean, I'll just run through some of them just to make sure that everybody knows what they are. I don't think we had Doppelganger on. That probably everybody knows. That's like Clone, but for 1 more blue mana. So 2 blue and 3 colorless, and you can change with the creatures every upkeep. I'm not sure we had Time Elemental on yet. That's an interesting control card for a blue and 2 colorless. 0/2 creature that for 2 blue and 2 colorless, you can bounce any permanent that opponent has. And then one card that I know we had on one stream, Ley Druid, which it's a 1/1 for a green and 2, and you could tap it to untap a land. So it's like a expensive Candelabra. Not sure why Candelabra is not in its place. It could be a card availability issue. It could be they didn't know about the card. I don't know if the full set lists were released and everybody knew it was there. Siren's Call, which is on the first column on the bottom. It's a really unusual card. 1 blue, and it makes all opponents or creatures attack. If they're not able to attack, then they die, unless they're walls. So basically, and the idea to that is you icy opponent's creature in the upkeep, or if all of the creatures attacked and you play Stasis and they don't untap, you can wipe out all of your opponent's creatures that way. It's super interesting to see a 1 black Vice, a 1 of Ivory Tower, Wrath of God. It's still there's no Chaos Orb in the board. That's in the sideboard. It does have a library when Mitja's list does not have a library. And then some cool cards that you don't see. What's a Kismet, which is really interesting. Meekstone, Icy, that combo is really fun. Obviously, we thought that the meta that there'd be a lot of big creatures. Because Clone's in this deck too. So Clone, Doppelganger, Kismet, and Meekstone, all these cards are thinking that there's going to be big creatures. The sideboard's super interesting, and there's a bunch of cards in here that I had to look up. One of them is Winter Blast, which is a green and X sorcery, and X target creatures becomes tapped, and Winter Blast does 2 damage to each target creature that has flying. So this is another card that can help you tap down creatures. And if they happen to be flying, the Scrib Sprites, the Flying Men, the Hippies, you can just kill them with 1 card like that. In the Eye of Chaos, which is a blue and 2 colorless enchant world, it makes all instants and interrupts counter lesser caster pays an additional X, where X is the casting cost of the spell. So if you're playing against a counter spell deck, and mana drain was not restricted. So if you're playing against the deck with 4 mana drains and 4 counters and power sinks, you can make, instead of 2 mana to counter something, you can make it 4, and that does make a difference. Reverse Damage is a card that I don't think we've had yet. It's a white instant. I'm not sure why it doesn't see play as a 1 of in a sideboard more often. I actually really like this. That's acted 2 white and 1 colorless. All damage you have taken from any one source this turn is added to your life total instead of subtracted. So if you get a Fireball for 5, you would gain 5 life rather than taking 5. And that delta could be huge in many matches. Presence of the Master has not appeared. That's a really interesting card. It's 1 white and 3 colorless. It's an enchantment, and it says, Presence of the Master is in play. Any new enchantments cast are countered. So why was he playing this? Maybe he was concerned with mono black Underworld Dreams decks, and he thought that if I play this and I can beat a Dreams and they can't remove it, I can just lock out their whole deck with 1 card, kind of like a COP red against a red deck. Floral Spasm is another interesting card that hasn't appeared before. It's a green mana and 3 colors for a 2/2 creature. And if he attacks and is not blocked, you can choose to either deal 2 damage or destroy an artifact that opponent has. I've never seen it played. I guess against control lists that don't run creatures, so it wouldn't be blocked. Figured it's a good option to have. And then the final 2 kind of unusual cards on the sideboard is Sleight of Mind and Magical Hack. sleight of mind can change a like cop red to a cop green. I'm not sure. I'm not sure like how that's really that useful. I guess maybe people were playing cop white. They were playing lots of the cops, and you want to be able to win with your Sarahs. So I'm not really sure like how that's another disenchant wouldn't be better. So I'm not really sure why that's in there. And magical hack, you can change the text of a card on a land type from one basic land type to another. So swamp walk to plains walk, or you can change a basic mountain to a basic island or anything like that. I'm not really sure how useful that is either. So I'm not really sure what his. I would love to speak to him and find out exactly what he was worried about when he decided to play those cards. But that's the interesting thing about a match like this is you're going back to how the players thought about and what they were concerned with and what they actually did. So it should be a really interesting match. We both have, by today's standards, suboptimal decks. I can't believe Chaos Sword isn't in the sideboard here, which is quite crazy. But
and both of us are not running any red or blue elemental blasts. I mean, for sure you can't run red elemental blast, but the blue one is amazing. I mean, why shouldn't you run it?
Yeah, it's interesting to see not just what was included, but what's not included. So we don't see Dust to Dust, we don't see Divine Offering, we don't see Blue Elemental Blast. We have a Cop Red, we don't have a Cop Black. Instead, I guess he's using Karmas. It's super interesting to see what's not included. Yeah. Right? His list is a control list, but he doesn't use Counterspell. I don't believe that. Okay, there's one mana drain, but he doesn't want to use Counterspell, and he only doesn't use more than one mana drain because I believe that you were allowed to, unless I'm wrong, use up to 4. So super interesting. Doesn't play Jam Dayton.
My aggro list is not running a single strip mine. The list I'm running.
Isn't that interesting? And of course, look at this list. No Mistress Factory. Yeah. So if you think that you're running a control list, even if you're not looking to win with Mistress, it's a super blocker, right? It stops a lot of the Savannah lines and Curdaves. And he's not running any Mistress Factories. So super interesting. And of course, as we said, I don't think either deck is playing basic lands, but I'm not sure if they actually knew about Blood Moon. So I think it's super interesting. I think it's going to be fun. It's a historic match, and we'll be glad to showcase this for you.
Yeah.
Let's go see how it does.
Let's go to the Brewers Tavern and play some Magic. And here we are. Hey. Oh, sorry.
All right. Longer deck tech than normal, but and of course, anybody can comment if you have better ideas of what these decks are trying to do.
Yeah, we would love
to.
Yeah, we would also love to hear if some of you know why he was playing Magical Hack, or why, for example, my guy was playing Life Force instead of more Whirling Dervishes. And 0 artifact hate. I mean, at least I would expect him to have 1 or 2 shatters more, just to shatter.
In Zach's list, you would think the other 2 disenchants would be in the sideboard, right? Nope.
Yeah.
And they're not there.
They're just not there. Exactly. They're missing, and it's just crazy for us to see today. Also, that my list is running 7x burn spells, but 0 draw 7s. This is crazy. I mean, this is completely crazy.
Yep. Pile 1. I'll take even as. Pile 3. I'll also say, if we were doing the London Mulligan rule here, but back then it was mulligans only with all lands or no lands.
So basically we just keep, right?
No, but we'll the same as always. Mulligan as always, because we want to get a good game. Okay. Let's take a look.
I can't keep that. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh. I'll be keeping this.
Okay.
Yep. I have to say I have a good hand. That's all I can say.
Let's see.
Pile 2.
I mean, I feel like I need to win the games from the sideboard. Yeah, that is a hand I like. Yeah, keep. Oh, who starts?
Oh, we have to roll. Good.
I start.
All right, you start.
Go.
Wow. That is a good start. Yep, tap something.
How good a draw 7 would be now?
No, it would not be good. Pass and full ancestral.
Sure. Attack for 4.
That's 16.
Pass the turn. Yeah.
I have to rewind.
Yeah, no problem.
How many cards do you have?
1.
Strip the Taiga.
Okay.
Swords, 2 pixies.
Okay.
Gain 2.
Yeah.
I will go to discard.
Okay.
I think I'll throw. Unless I had weenie creatures, I think I would discard.
Okay.
Make so. Your
My
turn.
turn. Another card. Attack you for 1. Pass the turn.
Oh, that strip mine was good.
That strip mine was good.
2 strips in the deck is not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your turn.
Another pixie. Attack for 2.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Sarah? Yeah.
And say pass turn.
Attack.
Okay, I'll block your pixies.
I bolt you, Sarah. And you get 2. Pass the turn.
We have no cards now, though.
You take a damage from the vault.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Attack.
Okay, I'll block one of your card
You take 2. And I fireball your angel. Pass the turn.
How many cards?
0.
I'll regrowth Sarah.
Okay.
And not playing burn.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my
no.
turn.
Yep. Your turn.
Attack you for 2.
Yeah, safe.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I'll go to 5.
Yep. Yep. Sarah's good.
Okay.
I Psyblast your Sarah. Go to 20.
Oh my god.
And attack foot.
Alright, I'm at 3.
Pass the turn. Kurt is coming.
You just had all the removal. It's like, it's good for you. Your turn.
Attack. Playbird. Pass the turn. Icy's good.
Sure.
I guess you want to tap Kurt. Go. You're not dead yet.
Not yet. What boxes do you have there?
3.
Can you show me? I can't see.
Emerald, Jet, and Ruby.
Okay, pass turn off. You're ready.
Yay, another Kurt. Pass the turn.
Alright, let's see. Gonna die.
Okay. Tap.
Pass turn. We'll tap one.
Yay, play a bird. Pass the turn. Lord.
Swing to Sarah.
Block with bird.
Okay. Pass turn. I'll tap one of your cards.
Yep. Land. Pass the turn.
Swing to Sarah.
Go to 16.
Pass, I'll tap
Try to cast Chaos Orb.
mana drain.
Okay. It's your turn.
Alright, I have 2 mana.
2 mana, yes. Better spend it.
Go magic on the bird.
Okay.
Swing to Sarah.
Okay, go to 12.
I will pass turn.
Tap.
I'll tap yep.
Pass the turn.
Swing to Sarah.
Sure, go to 8.
It was getting interesting. Pass turn.
Try to cast Demonic Tutor.
You got either
got it.
hittable.
I mean, I know from your list that you have 0 counter spells left, so I try to fireball you for 2 for 5.
Yeah.
This that I've never played a game so hard on the edge. Really.
I mean, it was very close. I mean, you were able to get rid of the Sarahs. Like, you got such a fast start. I couldn't not block.
I mean, the start, my mulliganed hand was amazing. Like, I had those 2 critters turn 1. That was crazy good.
That was just too good. Game, good game. That was turned out to be very close. I almost came back.
It was so good from you to strip mine the tiger.
Well, I didn't have another play because, like, I mean, you just had so much firepower on the board.
That's true.
All right. Game. That was a good first one.
But the problem with this deck is when you know you should play draw 7s and you exactly know whatever happens, you can't draw back up your hand. So you empty your hand and you're just top decking all the time. Pile number 2. And you know there will be no drawback. Nothing. There's nothing which can save you from top decking. I mean, yes. I take it.
I will. Keeping it.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Whirling Dervish, pass turn.
Cards draw.
Yep. Yep.
21. Only 2 in the deck.
My turn. Chaos Orb your library. Pass the turn. Yep.
Sure.
You play the land for the turn.
I'm playing it.
Yep. Okay. Draw. Play a land. Play a bird and pass the turn.
Six cards. Your turn.
Chain lightning you. Pass the turn.
7. Cards draw. We'll play a land.
Yep.
Cards your turn.
Play land. Pass the turn.
Okay. It's strip.
Yep.
And sure.
Psyblast you.
I go to 13. You're at
19.
19.
Yeah, Mox, pass the turn.
I'll draw a library. Draw for turn. I will have 9 cards. How many cards do you have?
1.
We'll go to discard. I will discard Time Twister.
Why? You can easily play it. You have the mana, you have the time. Play it.
And I will discard Winter Orb.
Okay.
Your turn.
Yay, library. Pass the turn.
Pass?
Yeah.
True.
I want to draw instant speed to 3.
Good man.
Old man is good.
Play a bird.
Yeah.
7 cards, your turn.
Top 3. I take them all. I go to 11.
Okay.
Oh, I'm untapped actually. Yep. I chain lightning you. I. Mm, oh man, this is tough. Let me think. I fireball you for 5. And pass the turn.
Draw?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to think about this.
Okay.
First, yeah.
1.
How many?
1.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And you get my bird, I guess?
No, I'm just going to, is your bird tapped?
Yeah, it is.
Wait, I'm just going to attack for 2.
Okay, go to 9.
Here. And, the pester?
Library. Play land. Thinking. Fireball for 9.
Sword's my card, but
I know that was your plan, but Mitja quick math that he has 9 mana to fireball you.
That just shows you how did this deck? I had successful the first game and library the second, and I still lost. This deck win.
I mean, but my deck is so unsolid against something like Stasis. I mean,
let's play one more game 1 and then we'll do the game 2s.
Sure. It just feels so weird. You know what I mean? Like all the good red and green and blue cards are basically missing. Like as I said, the draw 7s, the artifact removal, whatsoever, and he's running weird cards like Icy Manipulator in an aggro deck.
But I'm drawing, stasis in my hand that I can't even play. I mean, just really, I can't get a threat on the board first. There's no counter spells. There's 1 in the deck. It's so strange.
Yeah, the thing is, I basically played around your stasis. That's why I only fireballed you for 5 instead of 7, because I want to bring you to 5. And when I see the top 3 cards with library, I can decide to, or I have the chance to find 2 bolts and just kill you with 2 red mana instead of spending like 5 more. But after you played the Sarah, I knew this is game over. Give me a second, I need to shuffle that quick up.
What happened to that? What happened to my ivory tower? I don't know what happened to it.
Oh yeah, you also run Ivory Tower. I mean, I never beat Ivory Tower. As soon as you draw Ivory Tower, I'm done. Like
you can't remove it. And Ivory Tower with library for sure. That was my best card draw. It's not even Sarah. It's just gain life.
Yeah.
Pile 3.
Pile number 2.
All right. We'll be on the play again.
Sure. Huh. I really would love to keep this hand, but I can't. One red or blue, and I will be in.
Okay. I'm going to take a mulligan too. Lotus doesn't do anything.
I mean, you can ramp out turn 1 Icy.
Well, I don't have any color. With the strip mine, I have no colored sources for anything else in my deck.
Yeah, that's true.
Not sure that's what I want to do. And if you're playing a mid-range deck, maybe that's okay. You have lots of little creatures, right? So when I see where I can cast maybe anything for a long time is not going to be, I don't think, a good strategy.
That's true.
All right, 1, 2, or 3.
Number 1.
Which number?
1, 1, 1, 1.
Number 1.
Lol. Okay.
I guess I'll
I keep 2.
go into 5 with this deck. Okay, your turn. 4 cards. Yep.
Pass the turn.
Old man. 3 cards.
I draw. I go to 19, play demonic, and then I lightning bolt your old man and pass the turn.
Your turn.
Sorry, give me a second.
Cards.
I always forget to shuffle on camera. I mean, we're friends playing, but I don't want to hear any complaints from viewers. Oh, let's see. Play a land. Cards in hand.
I have 3.
Black. Mind twist you for 3. Okay. Red on the board and pass the turn.
The cards you have?
3.
Between Ancestral and Mind Twist, I have a feeling that will be games for you. All swords and pass.
Yep. I go up to 20 and draw a card.
I think you're 21. Oh, you tap sitting. Okay.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Regrowth Ancestral.
Oh man, this game is over.
I think so. The problem is I have 0 gas in hand. Pass the turn. I'm at 19.
Your turn.
Play a land. Attack for 2.
18.
Chaos Orb your white.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Your turn.
Attack.
16.
Play a land. Chain Lightning you. Pass the turn.
It's your turn.
Attack.
Yep.
Play a land. Pass the turn.
Turn.
Okay.
Card.
Factory attack. Pass the turn.
Yep.
Also, that no deck is running Brain Gazer. Look, if you would find a Brain Gazer now, the game is over.
I mean, I don't have a choice.
Bolt and Psyblast you. So you get 7.
At 2.
Oh, you're at 2.
And I still lose no matter what.
I mean, you can draw Time Walk, and then you...
I mean, I would need to draw Time Walk because you have 2 threats on the board right now. I'm at 2 life. And that's assuming you don't have a bolt and just kill me.
Yeah. If I find bolt, I think the game is over.
I mean, I'm at 1% or less to win. If you draw perfectly and you draw terribly. And this game's over. Yep, big game.
Oh yeah, you
Let's
have
do
no
it.
Time Walk. Let me quick check my... Oh lord.
Let's do the sideboards.
I'm sorry. I mean, look at that hand. I shuffled, but I
But you
mean,
didn't even need you didn't need a hand. I couldn't stop either of your factory or pixies at 2 life. So
that's right.
yeah, this is surprise. Zach won this. Let's do the sideboard games.
And you were right. This my deck is. It feels super strong.
Yeah, but drawing Kismet and Stasis and Mind Elemental, just Siren's Call. Just there's so much dead cards in here.
That's true. I don't know why, but I like the Dervish main board. But maybe they're not good enough.
I guess not that much. That's really good.
Oh, yeah, this one for sure. The Chaos Orb did good work so far.
Yeah, and I'm bringing it from the sideboard.
I think I want to do it like that. Yeah. 2, 4, 6. Okay. 1, 2. Also, no one was no list is playing Mode or Abyss. Like not no, but you know what I mean. Like Mode and Abyss would be great, especially in this matchup for your deck. I couldn't
There's
even.
just so many bad cards.
Or a Mirror Universe. Why was no one playing Mirror Universe? I mean, your deck screams Mirror Universe.
It's so funny. I'm trying to find. I'm taking out cards that I think are bad, and the choices to put in are also bad.
I mean, at least I have the chance to play land destruction in my sideboard. You know what I mean? Like the real land destruction, the flash fire and the tsunami, which really hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you have Cop Red.
I guess this is what we have to try. Okay, this. Your list looks more like what you would think a Swedish list would look like today than Zach's list.
But still, there are missing so many good cards.
But if you look at what is included, there's a lot. It looks, in a large sense, like Incurred Apes and Whirling Dervishes, Lightning Bolts and Fireball. I mean, this is, you would see that today.
Yeah. I mean, the deck.
So yeah, you're missing some pieces, but a lot of that deck is just the cards.
I mean, the deck is super aggressive. As long as you find removal for, let's say, Saras, or you force your opponent into a bad block with the Sarah. I mean, at some point you need to block the Curd Apes.
Well, that first game you got so far ahead of me. I didn't have a choice. Like, I didn't think you were bluffing, but I also didn't think that I had time just to 4 damage per turn.
No, you need to block in that spot. I mean, I have one card. If that one card is a lightning bolt, it is what it is. You traded 2 for 1 with a Sarah. This must be good enough.
That's better than not doing that.
Yeah.
All right, one, two, or three.
But it also feels weird that your deck is not running factories. Even if they are a 0/3 blocker, he should have played them.
I'm saying instead of drawing a moat, which works with pile 2, which works with 4 Sarahs, and I don't have factories, I'm drawing Siren's Call or Kismet. So it's just I don't know how this deck won. This deck must have just drew library all the games. What pile?
Pile number 3. Yeah, as you said, the mode Sarah, something like that. Also the stasis. I mean, your deck looks good. It can win. But
I'm going to keep it. I've lost 3 games. I would be very surprised if I can't win this game, then I'm really in trouble. Okay, I will keep. You're keeping?
Yeah.
Your turn. 6 cards.
Land, Tiger, Chain Lightning you. Pass the turn.
Okay. 7 cards. Draw.
Yep.
Cards.
Surrender. Pass turn.
6 cards. I'm going to gain 2.
Yep.
19. Seven cards. Draw.
Yep. Yep.
So, your turn. 7 cards.
19.
You're at 19.
Attack you at least once.
16.
Surrender. Chain Lightning you. Pass turn.
13. How many cards do you have?
2. I think this game is over.
I think so too. In response, I'll draw.
Yep.
4.
Yeah.
17.
I mean, I think I can't win that. I take 2 every turn. Yeah.
I'm just saying it was as good as you could possibly.
Oh, I didn't bring in the city in a bottle. But I bought it in the dips, so I think that is fine. I start then.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah, this was probably the only hand which you win on the spot.
I told you, you have that your deck has the edge. It's really hard to see how this deck could have won best 3 out of 5. Pile 3.
Pile number 2.
You gave me library again.
Yeah. Keep.
You gave me another great hand. Sure.
Pass turn.
It's really. It's a ruby underneath. A ruby?
Ruby, Jet, and Chocolate. So.
I'll pass, and I will Ancestral in your upkeep.
Yeah. I will Ancestral as well. I go to 12.
Okay.
Play Tiger, Curd Ape, and Pixie, and attack you for 2.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Sword of the Pixies.
Okay. Gain 2 life, go to 14.
And, 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
This is the land I played, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it like that. I will strip the. Oh, well, you have 2 forests. Doesn't even matter. That's fine. I'll go to discard.
Yep.
We'll discard. Yeah. Discard Howling One.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I take this one. Attack for 4.
Okay.
Play Tsunami. And pass the turn.
How many cards do you have?
1.
Yes, sir.
I draw 2, go to 10. Play a land and flash fire. Pass the turn.
Is my video still there? Because my video went out. I can still see you.
I can still see you and hear you.
Okay. Just gonna refresh. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, let me turn this on.
Yeah, you're loading. I flash fired.
You can see me or no?
It's loading.
Do this one more time.
Yeah, no problem.
Still loading. What's going on here?
Oh, let's hang up and call again.
Okay.
You're just loading.
I'm gonna unplug the camera
Okay.
and then replug.
I will sit here and not changing the board. Oh, here you are. You're back. It's your turn. Yep. Go to 6. Charles, can you say something? I think you turned off the microphone. Now I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I look at the top 3.
Yep.
Take 1. Side blast your Sarah. Go to 4 and attack for 2. For 4, sorry.
Okay, 10.
Pass the turn. Yeah.
Control magic on that 8.
Okay.
Your turn.
Take this one. Attack you for 2 and play a dip and pass the turn.
Man, it's so dangerous, but I don't think I have a choice. Play Time Twister.
Sure.
And I've not played a land.
Yeah.
I really think if the dark was more widely available, not just came out like a little more than a week, we would have seen Maze of Ith or something from the dark.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. 7 cards as
All
well.
right. Play clone.
Sure. Target?
Dib.
Okay.
And this is in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And 2, 3, 4, 5. Your turn.
I untap. I go to 3. I look at the top 3. Okay. Thinking this is the right way to do it. I draw. I play a land. Try to Ancestral.
Okay.
I draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Play a blue mox. So. Both of your blockers are live. I attack.
Skirt Ape blocks Skirt Ape and Dib blocks Dib.
I try to lightning bolt your dip.
Okay.
So another dip and a time walk.
Oh, okay. I think you just win, right? Yep.
I need to see if I find a burn spell.
All right, you're at 1.
Yeah, in the top 3. Hopefully not a Psyblast. I take this one. Lotus. I chain lightning you and attack for 6.
That's it. Yeah, you drew Ancestral at the right time.
That was close.
Well, 3 cards from Ancestral put you over the top.
Yeah, the library. I did not board out the library. I mean, if a Sarah hits the board early after I drew like 3 cards with the Sylvan library, it can be tough.
I think we could do 2 more because they're going to be real quick.
Let's see. To be honest, we're in 1 hour. Let's do 1 more and a sideboard tech.
Oh, we're already at an hour then total.
Yeah.
Let's do 1 more. All right. I'm on the play. The last one. Like that game, I think this deck got unlucky because Ancestral gave you the cards to do it.
Yeah. But also, I could have drawn Psyblast or something from the top. You know what I mean? Like the burn is so hard in this deck. Pal number 3. I don't know if it was the right choice. I tried to keep you away from the 4th mana.
I'll keep it.
Yeah, me too.
Your turn.
Go.
Okay. Your turn.
That is a problem. Not gonna lie. Cards in hand?
4.
4. I will go to 18. I play a Pixie and a Time Walk.
Okay.
Try to cast a Mind Twist for everything. And it's your turn.
Alright, so Sarah.
Yeah. 13.
Your turn.
I Tsunami and play Volcanic, pass the turn.
What's Sarah?
Bird block.
Okay. You're still at 13, your turn?
Buying time, buying time. Pass the turn.
Swing.
Go to 9.
Your turn?
Go to 8, sorry.
Yep.
Kurt, pass the turn.
Swing.
Go to 4.
All right, your turn.
Go to 3. Go.
It's tough, right? Because like if you have a bolt, I should just not attack. So otherwise, it will be three turns. If you don't have a bolt and you block, it'll win in 2 turns. Oh man, it's tough. Esther.
I think this is yours. Pass the turn.
Esther.
Attack.
For how much is that? 2, 4.
5, 7, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 8, 10, 13.
I will block. I will block a factory.
I lightning bolt myself.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna block the dip. Yep. Did you have that bolt the whole time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Drew it from the top. Need to find a bolt earlier. Maybe I should have blocked your Sarah.
Well, it kind of match played out as I thought, which is that your deck does have the advantage. I'm really surprised Zach somehow won this.
The thing is, this deck has a huge problem with a fast Sarah. So what I probably think happened, I don't know if there's any video existing from the Worlds or something like that. Or maybe we have a viewer who was there and saw the match and can tell us how he won that. But I think what happened was either he had the library plus ivory tower, which you can never beat without artifact removal, or he had a fast Sarah. This is what I think happened.
It's unfortunate they recorded it, but somebody lost the tape.
Okay, so maybe we have a viewer who can tell us what happened.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I can't see. Like that's why I have a deck list next to me. I don't know like what else did I bring in. I brought in the Chaos Orb. It's like that's why you need to look.
Yeah.
I was like never to like look through the deck and say, oh, of course, Chaos Orb's a sideboard card. You can start as always.
Okay. I boarded out 2 Dervish, a control magic, a channel, 2 fireballs, and an icy manipulator. I think maybe I should have not played the Serendips, and I should have sticked with control, at least with control magic and icy manipulator against the Saras. But my thought was I keep your land count as low as I can and finish it up with the dips. So maybe that was the right plan. The lack of draw 7s in that deck is huge. Always when you were in trouble and tried to cast the Twister, I won that because my drawback was so good. I didn't bring in the Life Force because I saw 0 black. Maybe I should have brought in 1 more control magic instead of the dips. I didn't bring in the City in a Bottle, so maybe this is the right choice to keep, and those should stay in the board against your deck to remove the City and stuff. But to be honest, I just don't want to lose the Curd Apes. I thought when I want to put early pressure on you, So that's why I kept those in the board. I have 3. I didn't board in 3 disintegrates because I felt that in this matchup the 4 fireballs were probably too much and 2 are enough. So that's why I kept those in the board. Maybe he switched those for fireballs when he played against Sedge Troll, but I don't know if that was a card back then. The 1 force field I could have brought in against your Saras, but I don't know if this is worth it. I boarded out, as I said, the control magic, the icy manipulator, because I want to be more aggressive with the Serendips. 2 fireballs because I thought when I bought a 1 channel, I lose the combo, so probably I will never find a fireball. I will never need 4 fireballs, and 2 whirling dervish because those are smaller creatures for double greens where I can have Serendips which always hit for 3 in the air. Yeah, this is basically it.
Yeah, that's a good plan. So for sideboarding for this deck, I looked at what lists are just what cards are really not good. I didn't think Winter Orb was good. You have a lot of small creatures, and I don't think I was going to be able to win that game. Lay Druid is great with library, but otherwise is not great at all. You have a lot of small creatures. I would need the perfect stasis lock to make this work, and you're very quick, so I didn't think that was going to be able to happen in time. Black Vice, you can empty your hand fairly quickly. You have tons of burn. And the Siren's Call, which is a spicy card, which would have been great to have your creatures all tapped after an attack, play stasis, and wipe them out with this. But, I mean, I do have a Wrath of God. That's just, standard, non-spicy way to do it. I just didn't think that was going to, happen. The cards I brought in, which were just, not saying they were good against you, all of them, but just better than what these were. COP Rid obviously was great because I was losing to burn. Diamond Valley would be great because if you do need to remove one of my playset of Sarah when I play it, and if I can gain the 4 life, that does make a huge difference. Reverse Damage would have been the best card to get against you. A huge fireball, and I could have just added that to my life total instead of subtracting it. I never saw the card. Chaos Orb obviously has to go in. I don't care what card I take out. This is just removal, and you have a Chaos Orb, and me not having one is a huge disadvantage. And Power Sink isn't particularly good against your list. I actually don't know why it's in the sideboard to begin with. I actually think, if I remember, in Magnus's Project M, he has a Power Sink, and I didn't understand why that was in the sideboard either. I still don't get it as a sideboard card, but it's better than any one of these cards. If you tap out to try to fireball me, that's another answer besides Mana Drain. So I do think that was better. Magical Hack and Slide of Mind, I don't think are going to have any. I don't even know what decks they would be useful to, but certainly not yours. You don't have artifacts, so I'm not going to play the Floral. You're not enchantment heavy, so trying to sneak out a Master first isn't going to help. Your instants are lightning bolts, right? I mean, yep. You don't really have anything. Making you pay 2 instead of 1 isn't going to be a problem. You don't have, if you were playing the Flying Men script sprites, this card would be in for sure, or hippies. You don't have any artifacts. I took out a Kismet, I was going to add one in. You have no swamps. So I don't think the sideboard was particularly good against your deck. But I do think that these 5 for these 5 does make the deck better, and I think that's all you can do.
Yeah.
So I mean that was the match. Kind of played out as I thought. We have I think Zach, who was the winner, has a weaker chance. He must have run so hot. And the tournament, there were 9 rounds, I'll say. I think that they were all best 2 out of 3 until the finals, I think, which was best 3 out of 5. Someone will have to correct me if I'm wrong. And it was single elimination, so you can lose 1 game, but if you ever lost best 2 out of 3, you're just out of the tournament. So this deck somehow beat 9 opponents without losing more than 1 game to any opponent. So super impressive. It's super historical. It's a lot of fun just to play this match and to see what happens. Mitja and I will have future surprises for you. We have 3 other deck lists other than these 2 that were played in the 94 championship. We're going to look hard for 1 more because what we'd love to do is play 2 of the list in episode 75, and 2 of the lists, and we only have 1 left in episode 100, just to do something special, because it's super cool to see like what deck choices the players who played in the tournament made back when card availability was tough and people didn't have tournament reports to really know like what was good and what was not good. So super fun and interesting to look at. Mitja, thank you very much. What a special episode 50. Congratulations, you would be the world champion. Unfortunately, this deck lost back in 94, so I'm still champion, even though you definitely won for today. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And thank you, the viewers, for watching. We hope this was fun to see this historic match. The very, very, very rare time you're going to get to see one of us play 2 strip mines. It did not help me for today, as you can see.
Yeah.
And we look forward to episode 51 soon. And thank you very much. We'll see everyone soon. Please subscribe.
Yeah. A like and a subscribe would help us a lot, and we would appreciate it. Thank you. And Charles, see you next time in the Brewers Tavern. Bye-bye.
Bye for now, everyone.